खास मेहमानों की आमद स्टूडियो में जारी है और जो खास मेहमान अब हमारे साथ हैं वो है जनाब मोहतरम डॉक्टर नारदनाथ भारद्वाज जो कि नेपाल एम्बेसडर है नेपाली कम्युनिटी के यहाँ पर और अब हमारे साथ हैं। हम उनके साथ बात करेंगे कतर नेशनल डे के हवाले से, नेपाल और कतर के ताल्लुकात के हवाले से और आपके मैसेजेस भी हम जो है ज़रूर लेंगे कि किस तरह से और कैसे जो है डेवलपमेंट में और एक दूसरे के साथ आगे बढ़ने में जो है मुख्तलिफ फैक्टर्स जो है हमारे साथ होते हैं।
Well, His Excellency would like to welcome you in the studios. Hope you are doing great.
Thank you for having me in your popular transmission program.
So it was an absolute moment of honor and elation for us, and thank you once again. We have no words to express our kind of thanks to you for giving your absolute precious time.
It's my pleasure.
So since you come from a beautiful place, Nepal, and we say that's a place and God's place, full of nature, so much of things. So I'm going to start with this note of yours before we indulge into further conversation about the campaigns and all. I wanted to start knowing from you how do you see Nepal as a country?
Actually a dreamland for travelers, outside travelers especially, because it is endowed with unparalleled natural beauty and many places of important heritages. In fact, 10 of the heritages on the UNESCO list are located in Kathmandu Valley alone. That speaks volumes of the importance of Nepal. And so many other beautiful places, landscapes, and the Himalayan mountains, wildlife parks, and plenty of places which are very alluring for outside travelers. Nepal is a beautiful place on earth.
Wow. Visit Nepal, that's right, a beautiful slogan. And sir, today it's Qatar's National Day, so I also wanted to know from you how you experienced this day, particularly when we talk about the celebration.
First of all, thank you for having me in your very popular program. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate His Highness, the Amir of the State of Qatar, His Highness, the Father Amir of the State of Qatar, His Highness, the Deputy Amir of the State of Qatar, the government of Qatar, and the friendly people of Qatar on the occasion of this Peace National Day. In fact, this day is reminiscent of the history of the Qatari people and their ancestors who have made such a great sacrifice to honor this beautiful land.
Undoubtedly, very beautifully explained by you. And we know that Qatar and Nepal, they're two countries, they share a very good bond right from the very beginning. So your perception, the vision to strengthen further?
In fact, Nepal and Qatar are very close friends. Their relationship dates back to 1977. Since then, there are no sticking points in the relationship between Qatar and Nepal. In many international forums, they have common views and they have fought together for the welfare of the humanities. They have common views on many of the outstanding international issues and have built together a vision of the world which is based on stability, peace and equality. And our relations are developing on a trajectory which is an exemplary in all the relations.
Beautiful. Yeah, and sir, I want to know that the Nepal community is the one of the biggest community in Qatar. So when you are here as the ambassador of this community, what you feel that how they should go beyond and above the development and all these things? What their role should be there?
In fact, the Nepalese community are the second largest community in Qatar.
Yeah. Right.
They have been participating in the national campaign of reconstruction and modernization of Qatar. They have sacrificed and shed their tears and sweats for the welfare of the Qatari people and the modernization of Qatar. And at the same time, they have also built their entrepreneurship and job skills so that when they go back to their country, they are able to start their own livelihood-based entrepreneurship, so that they can live a happy life even after going back from this country.
Fantastic. And you're talking about this and bilateral relations between the two countries. They've been developing so far, as rightly stated by you as well. And do we think there are any chances of Qatari investors investing in Nepal's hydroelectricity? And just rightly said by you, it's a beautiful country. So let's talk about tourism and infrastructure development as well.
You raised a very important question. In fact, Nepal-Qatar relationship is based on mutual trust and mutual cooperation. And our cooperational relations are developing on a very substantive and smooth way. In fact, Nepal is a country which is one of the richest food baskets of Asia. Qatar and many other Arab countries depend on the import of foods. If Qatari business persons and investors could think of going to Nepal and take advantage from the agro products which are produced in very natural climatic conditions, they could provide a very sustainable food sources for this country and other Arabian country. This is one aspect. There are other areas also where there are possibilities of investment. For example, Nepal is a very beautiful country where tourism forms one of the pillars of its economic system. The Qatari people are quite travel-loving people, and they can go to Nepal to enjoy their vacations. Nepal is a perfect place for luxury and leisure tourism, and it is also a place for adventure-seeking people. Two of the Qatari citizens recently climbed the highest mountain of the world, Everest.
Yes.
For the information of our listeners, there are 8 of the 10 highest peaks of the world in Nepal, and these mountains are waiting to be humbled by adventure-loving and brave people. So if the youth generation of Qatar could think of going to Nepal and challenge these mountains, it would be beneficial to both the countries. Nepal's tourism industry would grow at the same time, and the Qatari people would find a beautiful place to spend their vacation. So this is another important area. The third area of investment, is the water resources. Nepal is one of the water resources rich country. It has the potential of generating 83,000 megawatts of electricity. It can produce more than 42,000 megawatt of electricity even from the run of the river projects. So there are power-starved country like India and China on the either side of our Nepalese borders. If Qatari investors can go to Nepal and invest in our water resources, they can not only make profit from it, they could also contribute in the development and modernization of Nepal. So another equally important area of investment is the
infrastructure.
The infrastructure is there, but I would like to emphasize here the possibility of the development of medicinal herbs. Himalayan region is has abundance of very important and precious herbal medicinal plants. They grow in their natural habitat, and if the pharmacological industries of Qatar could go there and establish some pharmacological plants, and there are Nepalese precious medicinal plants would provide a source of very important life-saving medicines which could be imported, which could be exported to Arabian country and other countries of the world, and it could enhance the commercial and business relationship between the two countries. So there are so many things that we can work together. And Nepal is a virgin land for investors. Before it was reeling through conflict. Nepal actually had a Maoist conflict for more than a decade. And then at the time there was a very complex situation. The security and stability was the major issue for the investors. But now the elected government has been in the helm, and there is the guarantee of security also. So the investors can go and easily invest their money to earn profit and help Nepalese people to get employment in their own country also.
Wow, beautifully explained, and we know that we look forward positively in this direction for sure. Since we know that Visit Nepal 2020 campaign is now shifted, so first thing, when it is going to be, and what will be the role of embassy in making it successful?
Yeah, it's true. As you said, Nepal had declared 2020 as a tourism year, 2020, and had planned to take at least 1 million tourists there. But the COVID crisis intervened, and the campaign had to be suspended in the middle. But the Nepalese government has announced another year of tourism, and I think the 2024 or 2025 will be declared as the year of tourism again. So this will come to fruition.
नेपाल के कतर के अंदर नेपाल की बहुत बड़ी कम्युनिटी है, नेपालियों की बहुत बड़ी कम्युनिटी है, कतर की तरक्की में उनका बहुत बड़ा हाथ है. तो एम्बेसी जो है वो अपनी इस कम्युनिटी के लिए, नेपाली कम्युनिटी के लिए किस तरह से उनको हेल्प करती है, किस तरह से एम्बेसी उसको लोग अप्रोच कर सकते हैं और किस तरह की हेल्प एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं एम्बेसी से?
सही है. नेपाल जो कम्युनिटी कतार में है वो दूसरा सबसे बड़ा कम्युनिटी है. यहाँ के संरचना निर्माण में इन लोगों ने बहुत ही बड़ा योगदान दिया है. इसके साथ साथ उन्होंने एक प्रकार का एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और शिप का विकास भी कर लिया है. जब ये लोग देश से कतार से देश लौटेंगे, वहाँ अपने ही जीवन का शुरुआत करने का एक आधार भी इन लोगों ने निर्माण कर सकते हैं. इसीलिए कतार में उन लोगों का रहना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण और फायदेमंद रहा है. और मैं चाहता हूँ कतार गवर्नमेंट ने भी इन लोगों को रोजगारी और बेसिक मिनिमम वेजेस इंक्रीज करके इन लोगों में आशावाद भर लिया है. सो हम लोग विश्वास करें कि ये लेबर रिलेशन के क्षेत्र में नया दृष्टांत नेपलीज वर्कर्स ने रख सकते हैं.
तो सर, नेपाल के अंदर कतर की क्या पोजीशन है? नेपाल में जो यहाँ पे जो लोग नेपाल के काम करते हैं उनका तो हम समझ सकते हैं कि वो कतर को जानते हैं और कतर में रहते हैं तो कतर के बारे में जानते हैं, मगर इन जनरल कतर में नेपाल में जो लोग यहाँ पे काम नहीं करते, उसके अलावा कतर की नेपाल में क्या पोजीशन है?
कतार को नेपाली जनता बहुत सम्मान की दृष्टि से देखते हैं, क्योंकि नेपाल जैसा ही कतार ने भी अपना स्वतंत्रता सार्वभौमिकता का रक्षा के लिए बहुत बड़ा कुर्बान किया है. नेपालियों ने ब्रिटिश उपनिवेशवाद के विरुद्ध में बहुत बड़ा संघर्ष किया और अपने स्वतंत्रता को सुरक्षित रखा. नेपाल कभी भी कोई औपनिवेशिक शक्ति के मातहत नहीं आया. इसीलिए नेपाल में स्वतंत्रता दिवस नहीं मनाया जाता है, क्योंकि वह कभी भी गुलाम नहीं था. इसीलिए कतार जैसा स्वाभिमानी राष्ट्र को नेपाली जनता बहुत सम्मान की नज़र से देखते हैं।
और अभी तक आपने जो बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इंफॉर्मेशन हमारे साथ शेयर की है, तो आपके बारे में जो हमने देखा कि आप मीडिया से भी जुड़े हुए थे।
जी, मैं करियर डिप्लोमेट नहीं हूँ।
अच्छा।
मैं एक एकेडेमिशियन और एक मीडिया पर्सन हूँ
जी।
मैं यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ा रहा था। मैं वहाँ हिस्ट्री विषय के केंद्रीय विभाग का एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर था। वहाँ से रिटायर होने के बाद मुझे राजदूत नियुक्त किया गया, क्योंकि मेरा अध्ययन का क्षेत्र एक कूटनीति भी था। सो एट द सेम टाइम मैं मीडिया में भी काम करता था। मैं पहले नेपाल के राष्ट्रीय रेडियो नेपाल का न्यूज एडवाइजर था। उसके बाद मैं नेपाल का सबसे बड़ा मीडिया कॉर्पोरेशन गोरखापत्र कॉर्पोरेशन का अध्यक्ष और महाप्रबंधक भी था। तो इसलिए मीडिया मेरे लिए बहुत सम्मान और रुचि का विषय है।
जी, बस मैं एक और बात पूछना चाहूंगी कि आपका ये जो हिस्ट्री, आपकी जो एजुकेशन है हिस्ट्री और आर्ट्स, अभी वहां से जो है मीडिया, तो अब आप जो है दुनिया को किस तरफ बढ़ता हुआ देखते हैं? आपका ये सारा जो एजुकेशन और फील्ड वर्क और आपका एक्सपीरियंस, तो
देखिए एजुकेशन आजकल एक मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी बन गया है।
जी। कोई
भी एक विषय कोई वाटर टाइट फील्ड ऑफ स्टडी नहीं है।
जी।
इसीलिए ह्यूमैनिटीज में सब विषय एक अर्का से जुड़े हुए हैं। एक इंटर रिलेटेड और इंटीग्रेटेड सब्जेक्ट है। वर्ल्ड इसी डायरेक्शन में बढ़ता हुआ मुझे महसूस होता है।
एक्चुअली अभी जब कोविड की सिचुएशन में बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनके जॉब्स चले गए, या बहुत सारे लोग हैं जिनके बिजनेसेस फेल हो गए, तो नेपाल की कम्युनिटी में बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे हैं जो इससे इफेक्ट हुए, जिनके ऊपर इसका असर पड़ा। ऐसे लोगों के लिए एम्बेसी क्या कर रही है? ऐसे लोगों के लिए एम्बेसी कुछ सपोर्ट वो बनाया है। बहुत से लोग हैं जो कि घर नहीं जा सकते क्योंकि फ्लाइट्स बहुत कम है, तो उनके लिए एम्बेसी क्या कर रही है?
पहले ऐसी स्थिति था जिस वक्त बहुत छोटे मोटे उद्योग व्यवसाय धराशायी हो रहे थे, और उन्होंने बहुत से मजदूरों को वर्कर्स को अनपेड लीव में भेजना शुरू कर दिया। इससे एक प्रकार का क्राइसिस शुरू हो गया था। लेकिन कतार सरकार की मदद से हम लोगों ने चार्टर्ड रिपैट्रिएशन फ्लाइट को ऑर्गेनाइज किया, और 42 फ्लाइट्स हम लोगों ने यहाँ से काठमांडू भेजा, और उसमें लगभग 12,000 वर्कर को हम लोगों ने काठमांडू भेज दिया, और यहाँ का जो बेरोजगार का समस्या था वो काफ़ी हद तक कम हो गया। लेकिन बाद में कतार गवर्नमेंट ने एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रिक्रूटमेंट प्लेटफॉर्म खड़ा किया, कतार चैम्बर्स एंड श्रम मंत्रालय को पहल में। इस प्लेटफॉर्म में हम लोगों ने बहुत से कामदारों को जोड़ना शुरू कर दिया। इसीलिए जो बेरोजगार होकर भी दूसरा काम को खोजी कर रहे थे, नेपाल लौटने को तत्काल तैयार नहीं थे, उन लोगों को दूसरा रोजगार का अवसर मिला। इसलिए अभी इतनी ज़्यादा पैमाने में नेपाली वर्कर्स नेपाल जाने के लिए आतुर नहीं है। अभी फ्लाइट भी कम नहीं है, क्योंकि हफ्ता का 7 फ्लाइट नेपाली एयरलाइंस कर रहे हैं, और हफ्ता का 14 फ्लाइट कतार एयरवेज अभी दे रहा है। इसीलिए जो जाना चाहते हैं उन लोगों को जाने के लिए पर्याप्त फ्लाइट का बंदोबस्त है। कोई फ्लाइट का कमी से यहाँ बिचल्ली होने, स्ट्रैंडेड होने का परिस्थिति अभी नहीं दिखाया जाता है।
All right, sir. सर आप किस तरह की पार्टनरशिप देख रहे हैं दो कंट्रीज में? अगर हम मेजरली सेक्टर्स ट्रेड और इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात करें, आपकी तरफ से किस तरह की अप्रोच है?
I think there are a lot of possibilities for investments between the two countries. Basically, there is a possibility of trade and business transactions. As I said, Nepal is a very rich and diversified food baskets of Asia, and we can export different foods and vegetables to the Qatari market and other countries of the urban peninsula. But the supply line and the infrastructure needed in our country are not sufficient. If investment is made in those infrastructure, then I think there is a very great possibility of bringing agricultural products to Qatar. And I think that the country like Qatar would do well to capture such food baskets for long-term future also, because we see that the whole world is actually facing a great food scarcity. And in such situation, if there is joint collaboration in developing agricultural productivity in countries where natural and climatic conditions are favorable, they could provide food resources to the countries who basically depend on the import of foods.
Right. Sir, the visits, exchange of visits, it is a markable point between this relation of those two countries. So can you just give us a brief about these visits?
Yeah, indeed. High-level visits are very important for developing and cementing friendly relationship between two countries. Okay. Nepal and Qatar have also been exchanging high-level visits. Our Honorable President Vidya Devi Bhandari paid a state visit to Qatar in October 2018, and a number of agreements and memorandum of understanding were also signed during that time. Okay. And later on, other ministers also visited this country. Even our Prime Minister visited Qatar, and we are actually inviting the high-level dignitaries of Qatar to visit Nepal. In last January, our Education Minister, His Excellency Muraiki, was about to visit Nepal. But at the 11th hour, some other important summit conference of GSS country took place in Cairo, and he had to cancel the visit. And intervening in the COVID crisis stopped us from making further efforts for continuing this relationship. But after the COVID crisis subsides, we will definitely start the high-level visits again, and that will consolidate our relation and expand them.
Sure.
So जिससे फिलीपींस से जो वर्क फोर्स आती है, मैं एक कंपैरिजन नहीं कर रहा, मगर मैं एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ. जो फिलीपींस से वर्क फोर्स आती है, उनको एक ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, और इसकी वजह से आप देखेंगे कि सर्विस सेक्टर में जो फिलिपिनो वर्क फोर्स है वो बहुत सक्सेसफुल होती है. उस किस्म की ट्रेनिंग हमारे नेपाल में या इंडिया में या बांग्लादेश में या पाकिस्तान में वो उस तरह की ट्रेनिंग क्यों नहीं दी जाती?
Yeah, that's very significant question. Yeah, this is an issue which we have discussed with our government back home, and our government is also thinking seriously about establishing such kinds of training institutions in our country, so that we can send skilled and technically competent labor human resources to Qatar and other countries. Because of unskilled status of our workers, they have not been able to penetrate more lucrative job markets, and that is one of the disadvantages being faced by our workers. And in coming days, we will definitely give emphasis to establishing these kinds of training institutions. And we have also discussed the issue with the competent Qatari authorities, and we are planning and are quite eager to develop joint venture in this field, so that both the countries will stand to benefit.
द नेपाली वर्कर, उसको यहाँ पे नेपाली वर्कर के लिए बोलते हैं, ये माना जाता है और ये एक फैक्ट भी है कि बहुत ज़्यादा ईमानदार, बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड वर्किंग होते हैं और बहुत लॉयल होते हैं. वो लॉयल्टी और वर्कर्स में, मतलब मैं यहाँ पे सॉरी आई एम नॉट मेकिंग अ कमेंट अबाउट एनीबॉडी, मतलब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि उस लेवल पे और किसी कंट्री के वर्कर को ईमानदारी और वफादारी में नहीं माना जाता. तो अगर ये स्किल उनके डेवलप की जाएंगी तो आई थिंक नेपाली वर्कर्स सर्विस इंडस्ट्री को कम्प्लीटली टेक ओवर कर सकते हैं.
Definitely, there is a great possibility, and Nepalese workers have the capacity to learn quickly also, because they are quite industrious and diligent in their work. They dedicate themselves in whatever they do, and as for the loyalty, that is their ingrained capacity and their characteristic traits. So the Nepalese people have been able to earn the popularity not only in Qatar but other countries also. There are countries which have hired Nepalese in their security forces. For example, the Sultan of Brunei has taken Nepalese, the Gurkha soldiers, as his closest circle of security. And even Singapore has
Singapore, Malaysia,
Malaysia.
Gorkha
Regiment is very popular. It's a world famous. So Nepalese people can be a very good human resources if they are provided certain essential training and skills.
So why does the embassy not take that initiative to train or to give that kind of impart that kind of training to the people who are already working in Qatar, so that they can better their prospects of working where they're already working?
Yeah, that is a very positive suggestion, but embassy as such is a facilitating institution. It cannot organize such kind of huge training programs, because it requires altogether different logistical extensions, which embassy with a limited skeletal human resources will not be able to perform. But we have been discussing with the competent Qatari authorities to think of the possibility and try to implement it as far as is possible.
तो मैं इस वक्त इनविटेशन देना चाहूँगा नेपाली एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को कि हिज हाइनेस एक्सेलेंसी हमारे साथ बैठे हुए हैं, और अगर आप लोग में से कोई इस तरह का कोई ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट करना चाहे, कोई इस तरह का एक ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट स्टार्ट करना चाहे, तो आई थिंक हिज एक्सेलेंसी विल सपोर्ट यू completely to start this kind of a training institution here in Qatar and in Nepal. So I think it's a golden opportunity for anyone who wants to start this business. Any Nepali listening to me should contact His Excellency and probably start the business immediately.
I will definitely go wholeheartedly towards it.
To support us. Fantastic.
Thank you
So with this, we would love to have a message for the community of Nepali as well as our listeners.
Yeah, today is a special day, and the Qatari people are celebrating their national day and are also contemplating the sacrifice and the sufferings their ancestors made to create this beautiful land. And the Nepalese community has also reason to rejoice at the happiness of the Qatari people. I would like to greet all of them on the occasion of Qatar, including the Qatari people.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
और सर आपको एक पार्टिंग थॉट ये कि हम लोग जो FM 107 उर्दू रेडियो, हमारे बहुत बड़ा लिसनर बेस है नेपाली इसका, और हम चाहते हैं कि हम एम्बेसी के साथ पार्टनर करें और एम्बेसी हमारी सर्विसेज को यूज करे नेपाली कम्युनिटी को कोई भी मैसेज देने के लिए, या नेपाली कम्युनिटी से कोई भी इम्पोर्टेंट इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करनी है, तो we would love to partner with you, and we will like to give our support and all our services to the embassy, and we are looking forward to a long-term partnership with the embassy.
It will be our honor to enter into partnership with this beautiful, effective, popular transmission program.
Thank you. So now
Thank you, sir.
officially we can say FM 107 is partnered with Nepal Embassy also. Thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for coming here, Your Excellency.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much,
you
sir.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.